that was one of the questions that people was stopping us in the street and asking us, you always talking about eradication of poverty. What was in it? What is there in it for me? And so by explaining today what is there in it for the seniors, the pensioners, for the widowers, and also the orphans, because they also get a pension that is always being addressed when they talk about the increase of the old age pension. I highlight for you, for instance, point number 6 in the Eradication of Poverty Declaration, where we ask a political party to commit that every household in St. Martin must realize a minimum income of $2,200 a month, or at least the amount determined by the minimum reference budget determined not to be in poverty. What is a minimum reference budget? In the Netherlands, the National Institute of Budget Information presents yearly an update on the minimum reference budget that is needed for a household of, let's say, a single person, a household of 2 older persons, a household of a single mom, a single parent with 2 children. So then you can compare, if you have a single mom and 3 children, how more or less your expenditures will be, not for you to be in poverty. So this was done in Bonaire. This was done with the Nibud Institute in Bonaire, and we have asked in one of the higher points above for the political parties to commit to call within 6 months of being in this parliamentary session for an investigation of the Nibud, so that we can establish for St. Martin the minimum reference budgets for seniors, for 1 senior, for 2 seniors living together. So this is what we want to see. The old age pensions maximum now, as we know, for the elderly, that was put on 1,000 guilders 2 years ago in Parliament. So we have asked the political parties to commit to increase this maximum so that it must be equal or higher than the minimum reference budget for a senior citizen or for a senior couple. We know that in Bonaire already, a single senior must get, based on the Nibud reference budget from 2015, he must get at least $1,500 a month. And when it is a couple, a senior couple, or a senior with a younger partner, it is at least $2,000 that they need. So what we say here is that what counts for Bonaire will be higher for St. Martin because of the cost of living that in St. Martin is much higher than in Bonaire. By saying that, in other words, we don't stick to the 1,000 guilders. That is less than $1,500 a month. That is less than $2,200 a month for a couple or for a household. So we are of the opinion that the old age pension has to increase. The figures must become dollar figures so that everybody can be at peace and not in poverty. The minimum wages must accordingly become living wages for all the workers, to be determined by the minimum reference budget. Again, when you know that the minimum wage at the moment is around $850 a month, when you say that a couple must have at least $2,200 a month, that minimum wage has to increase to at least $1,000. For the two, if they both can get the job, have at least a living wage of 2 times $1,000, which is $2,000. But then still, that's not enough. It should be more than $2,200 when you add these two wages with one another. So we see here that something must really be done that will assist the workers not to be in poverty. The social allowances are being used for when you are out of a job, or when as a senior citizen you're not getting the maximum amount of the 1,000 guilders that they have now for the social pensions. These social allowances, when they have to supplement any household income, they have to supplement up to the level for the household not to be in poverty, which means to say that it is not up to the minimum wage that they are now providing the social allowance. They have to increase the social allowances so that the family household can get at least $2,200 a month. With this said, this illustrates what is there in it for we, workers' families. And so, why is it that the Semadam Vista Party could commit? Why is it that the USP could commit to this topic, which is in the eradication of poverty, so that the people can be brought out of poverty, so that the process can start to alleviate them and to get them out of the poverty? And why is it that the National Alliance, the United People's Party, and the DP, the Democratic Party, until now, don't want to commit? Because this is already requested from before the former election.
Chair, flip over, turn around, scramble up a shoe, and bitch it.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a woman's best friend.
If you say no, she'll say, call me a liar.
You say, man, what kind of friend you be, man? My wife, they're having a heart attack and you're here scaring my children?
Food can't do nice in myself, but who paying for this? Next thing I fall, they'll come tell me, don't worry, man, eat Frank Stretchers and paying for this.
I want to tell a politician, you think I would be a good politician? You say, boy, Fernando, if Julian Rollers could do it, you could do it too.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Tell them, connecting you.
Now, Hurricane Irma and Maria put a very different perspective where immediate action was needed as core health care was even more challenged with the lack of basic needs such as water, food, clothing, and a livable home. During and after the hurricane, the district nursing team and other staff were at the homes of clients. Some of them, they were actually there for 48 or 72 hours because they couldn't go on the road. So they gave a tremendous lot of help. But the White and Yellow Cross realized the urgent need to set up and apply for a middle-term recovery project with the vision that basic care for the elderly and the physically and mentally challenged living at home can only be achieved if there's a minimum of core living condition. And in this case, this means a home that is safe and dry. So that made the White and Yellow Cross board and management decide to write a project application to the Dutch government requesting early relief financial assistance. So 3 projects were submitted, where the first project was targeted towards the reconstruction of 45 homes for the most vulnerable clients under the care of White and Yellow Cross. After the project approval at the end of 2017, White and Yellow Cross and its partners are really happy and proud, actually, to announce that the project is on the right track. They have done a social assessment with all its 200 living home clients and a total of 80 follow-up technical assessments, taking into account, like Mr. Ruan said, a number of specific criteria like income, pension, living circumstance, extent of damage. You cannot repair a house for $200,000 because then we only can repair 3 or 4 houses. So you have to become very specific on that. So the 45 houses were projected, but after having done the first assessments, we can do a few more, so we're gonna add it to 50. So right now, at this moment, 4 houses are completed and 12 are currently under construction, and in the upcoming 3 or 4 months, we will make it to 50 homes instead of the 45. The nice thing is that the execution of this project in home repair is supported by the retraining, another project that was granted by the Dutch government. That's a retraining construction project, so we have 23 excited students in training. Most of them came from the tourism and the restaurant industry. And we are actually using them already, and they are a welcome addition to the home recovery program, whereby even the trainees go a step further, and we also combine other funding for NGOs, where these trainees also assist NGOs in getting back when it comes to rebuilding their office and their facilities, so the NGOs, other NGOs can also profit of this retraining. So we would like to express our thanks to the Dutch government, the staff, the contractors, the government, the clients for sharing. I mean, it's not easy to share as a client when you're already vulnerable to actually share and become very open-minded in sharing with strange people your personal issues. And therefore, I would like to thank the Sint Maarten community in entrusting us and White and Yellow Cross with that care and all the collaboration that we have received so far.
Tell them, connecting you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And without any further ado, I would like now to invite the star of the evening, the philosopher of humor, Fernando Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
After the hurricane, I see this man on a bicycle with a king-size mattress balancing in the wind. and then I see...
Oh, wait, Daddy, you're giving away too much of the show. The people have to come to the show to get a rest.
But Fernando, what do you mean
But what it means
Daddy,
is...
Stop. The people have to come to the show to know the meaning in your
Well, they could get tickets by Big D on a Podfilm, SOS Radio in Marigot, or even Van Door Bookstore in Simpson Bay.
It's Saturday, March 24th, under the tent at Port au Plaisance.
And then he fall off the bike.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 fun mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of fun miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free fun miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Of the salaries are very, very important and crucial right now. A number of years are lagging behind. We have, for example, from 2012 up to 2018, we have not received anything, even though we have, when I say we, I mean unions that are part of the body, of the advisory body of the GOA. We have sent a last draft. Right now, we are also faced with the situation that our chairman of the GOA committee went on and became minister. The substitute chairman or the assistant as such is there. We also had the general secretary that became up to pension age. She was asked to stay on. In the meantime, we had a proposal coming from within the structure for another person to be placed as candidate. I would not divulge the names, but we have not heard anything, because any candidate would need, of course, to be trained a little, to go through a little training as to how to put up the advice, etc. But it's not that it's something that the person that has applied would not be able to do. So that application of that person was supported by all of the unions. To date, we haven't heard anything. We have right now an interim cabinet. So as soon as the Minister of General Affairs has obtained their seating, we would be, as unions, not attacking, but attacking the issue and bringing it forward again to make sure that decisions are made so that this body can function optimally. This is a very important body. We have been able to get a change in the laws, the LVO, as they would call it. So now, in that body, the NRPB union and the APFO St. Martin are no longer just listeners or just partaking, but don't have a vote, but they too have a representation. And the representation comes with, you have a representative and you have a replacement, as they would say, or your assistant representative. So the body has now been expanded to Windward Islands Teachers Union, WICSU PSU, the Polizibon, the NRPB, and the APFO St. Martin. So therefore, we would also need the administrative part We know that the hurricane did a lot of ugliness. The office was in a container at the back of the government building, and it got shaken up. So we might need to rally for a new space, but within the government building itself, there was a lot of, damage to the structure or the physical building. So therefore, we as unions would have to either make our office available for meetings and make sure that we press forward on the issues. So those 3 issues that I highlighted today are the 3 issues that are basically our concern. From the other unions for the private sector, their concerns remains the government mediator and the functioning of the office and the dismissal committee. That remains their main concern. So basically, we have learned that there were a nomination of 3 persons for the office of the government mediator, of which right now the functioning person that we know has informed us regretfully that he has decided to step down because the contract, they asked him to stay on, no legal things were provided, no legal, documents as to his nomination was provided, and he have been functioning for a number of months, extended already without that.
As of about a year ago, we started with a pool of mediators. We had 3 mediators, and right now, due to a combination of resignations and sick leave, none of the 3 mediators are currently functioning. So we're in the process of evaluating whether we will stay with the pool of mediators or if we will return to a single mediator structure. We are in discussions with our social partners. Again, this is one of the topics I spoke about with Mr. Thompson when he came to visit. And certainly we all agree that it's critical that we have a robust structure in place. Given the economic situation for the next couple of years, given some of the difficulties we're going to have in the labor market, we all agree that having a robust mediation service is critical for the country moving forward.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Minister Lee of VSR and the ad interim Minister of TEAT, Minister De Wever, received a letter from the Anti-Poverty Platform upon recommendation of the Ombudsman. We went to inform them that the tariff increase of the St. Martin Medical Center was illegal and that consumers that have requested us to intermediate have actually shown us that this was a very abusive increase. Until now, we have not received a letter in answer of our request from Minister Lee and neither from Minister De Wever, but they have until next week, Tuesday, to respond, as they got a deadline of 14 days after receiving our letter. But meanwhile, we had a meeting with SZV on this issue of the tariff increase of SMMC and the fact that SZV also was mentioned as being in agreement with SMMC and with VSA, the ministry, on this increase. The meeting with the Chief Financial Officer of SZV was very productive in that we will be getting more cooperation from the SZV for us to understand how come they have agreed with this tariff increase from the 41.8% cost of living adjustment for St. Martin Medical Center. By explaining the Chief Executive Officer, the Chief Financial Officer of SZV, that a cost of living adjustment for 100% for the St. Martin Medical Center for the period of 2004 till 2017 is illegal. Why? Because according to the official Consumer Price Index development that was brought to our attention by the Statistical Bureau here in St. Martin, a department of the Ministry of TIAT, it's only 34% that they could have charged. But now we explained to the Chief Financial Officer that we don't understand how the same SZV and the same Ministry of VSA can agree with a cost of living adjustment of 100% for one of the healthcare providers, the St. Martin Medical Center, whereas the most recent increase that they have allowed to healthcare providers in St. Martin, physical therapists and the White Yellow Cross Foundation, was only 60% of the 100% that they were entitled to.